Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flick Show. My name is Chris Wong. I got to watch the Ant-Man and the Wasp trailer this morning, and I got to watch it a few times. I gotta say, it was pretty entertaining. It's just like Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man. It's a very smaller, compact story. It's nothing to do with invading aliens. Of course, there's a villain in there that very much looks like he came out of the Destiny game. I don't know who that is, so it's got these weird sculpts on his face, and I thought it was like Taskmaster or something, but you know, I don't really know too much about Marvel, so I have no idea who that villain is. Lawrence Fishburne is in this movie. Didn't know that. That's very interesting itself. I don't know if Perry White is out there trying to investigate Ant-Man now. He couldn't get Justice League, but he's in there as well. The original cast is in there. I saw a little snippet of Michael Pena. He's in there as well. And I like to see Giant Man. I'm so happy to see Ant-Man grow big again, because that's my thing. He looks like Ultraman. Every time he does that, it would be so cool if one of the insects turned big and he has like an Ultraman kaiju fight in the middle of the city. That would be pretty awesome. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that would be pretty sweet. Also, the Wasp, she looks okay. I mean, her helmet kind of looks like that guy from Big Hero 6. You know, it reminds me of that same kind of shape to it with the eyes and stuff. So, definitely different than what I've thought or what I've expected. But I'd say she looks pretty much like the part of that world in any case. And the action looks great. The effects are pretty awesome. I kind of chuckled at that Sanrio thing at the end. I'm like, wow, I think Sanrio is going to be a huge sponsor. A huge sponsor in this movie. I was kind of looking at where Hank Pym shrunk down that building and he opened up that thing, and I'm like, how does that work? Like, did he build the building with wheels and the handles? So I really thought about that today, and I came to the conclusion that he made the building first out of that luggage bag and then made that whole thing bigger. That's the only thing I could think about that going. But I'm glad there's the jokes, the humor in there is very passive. It's not forced jokes. It's things that we've seen and we get it and we laugh about it. That I like. That type of comedy, you know, that type of humor I like. I don't like forced jokes or fart jokes, you know, that type of stuff. Especially Drax and how he turned out to be in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Even though I like that movie, I didn't like how his character was. But from that, I think it was enjoyable. It's a smaller movie, a condensed movie. I'm thinking it probably takes place after Civil War, especially what he talked about in the beginning of the trailer, and not post Infinity War. So if you're thinking the stakes aren't there because Ant-Man, I'm thinking this takes place before Infinity War. So Infinity War, anything could happen there. I mean, I doubt something happens to Ant-Man and the Wasp. They just got their movie. They're not gonna. I don't think they're ever going to go there, but I still think it's part of that, and that's interesting and stuff. So, great. Can't wait to see more. I actually totally forgot that movie was coming out. I don't know. It went over my head. I did not even know Ant-Man and Wasp was coming out this year. Now moving on, Godzilla, the anime sequel. Now, if you've seen Godzilla, Planet of the Monsters on Netflix, there is a little spoiler in this article, so move forward from here, and then I'll talk about that later. But if you've already seen it, then I'm going to go on. Godzilla anime sequel convention panels are coming soon. So this article is coming from Godzilla-movies.com, which I look at all the time. It's a great website. You should check it out. Like it says, it contains spoilers from Godzilla anime. So the sequel has yet to be given an official English title. Sources loosely translate the film Godzilla Decisive Battle Mobile Breeder City. That's a huge mouthful. Others translate it to as more likely Godzilla the City Mechanized for the Final Battle. The sequel has had a little more publicity than a vague release date in May, and a teaser poster featuring Mecha Godzilla. Now in the movie Godzilla Planet of the Monsters, they kind of had a summary at the beginning of the movie talking about the past, and they showed that they've created Mecha Godzilla, and they never got to turn it on. So I guess now they're gonna find it now in the sequel and actually try to turn it on. So that's interesting. I really want to see what that looks like. You can kind of see it here, but it looks strange. I don't know, the head just, I don't know if I'm looking at it wrong, but it kind of looks like a praying mantis, don't you think? I mean, am I looking at it in a weird way? Like, where's the head's upside down? I don't know, but that's supposedly Mecha Godzilla. So looking forward to see what kind of design that actually looks like, how different this Mecha Godzilla looks like to the other Mecha Godzilla, or even to Godzilla himself. As you know, at the end of the movie, the 300-meter Godzilla shows up. The real Godzilla shows up at the end of Godzilla Planet of the Monsters, and looks like they're going to have a presentation, Winter Wonder Festival 2018 on February 18th. The convention will unveil that model of the Earth Godzilla and various other Earth Federation weapons on March 25th. Anime Japan, they're going to have all the cast members talk about the sequel. And then, you know, it'll hit Japan in May of 2018. And I don't know when it's going to hit Netflix. It took several months until it actually came out on Netflix. I think it was in Japan. Well, it was in Japan, I remember, because that was the week of Justice League, November, that same week in November, and then just recently so it's not too bad. The Netflix movie should come out pretty soon, so right after the Japanese release of Godzilla Decisive Battle, Mobile Breeder City. So look out for that if you're all you Godzilla fans. Then, this is interesting. BatmanNews.com released an article, and there were also clips of this from like Sergio L on Twitter, that iTunes updated their Justice League movie page to give fans a preview of the bonus content they'll get with their digital HD purchase on February 13th. So upon clicking on the extras, you're greeted with the track Justice League United from the score. You can't view too much content without purchasing, but iTunes does let you poke around enough to get a look at what you expect. And so in that list is the bonus scene. The bonus scene we're all been looking for, and it's titled Return of Superman. Yeah, Return of Superman. It's being listed at 2 minutes and 1 second long. Yeah. 2 minutes and 1 second long. And it's a bonus scene. Yeah, you know, it's a little disappointing to finally, you know, have real confirmation that it really is only 2 minutes. And like we said before, the digital HD box had 120. We all know, everybody knew that movie was only 119, so it's about their minute or 2 minute range. And this is confirmation. Bonus footage not seen in theaters. The one thing that really irritates me is that they made it a bonus scene, a thing you click on in the menu. It's not part of the movie. They could have easily just added into the movie. It's 2 minutes, you know, what's the big deal? But they're making such a thing about it. They put a sticker on the DVD digital HD, and they called it bonus scene. There's on a lot of these listings they're calling bonus scenes, but it's not scenes. This is literally just one scene, it seems like, the Return of Superman. So and it's only 2 minutes. Big deal, right? Big deal. So a little disappointing with that. That one, it's outside the actual movie, and two, it really is only 2 minutes. And it's really probably just one little scene of that door opening with Superman and everything. So I'm interested to see it. I will be getting the digital copy, but I will not be getting the physical copy. So this is probably the first time in DCEU history, I guess, very short-lived, but I'm only getting the digital copy. So usually I get the digital copy, then when the physical copy come out, I get the physical copy as well. But I'm still holding out because I still think they're doing this on purpose. Like there's no deleted scenes from what I see here. There's bonus content for sure, but it's just like documentary stuff. So I'm thinking there's more. I think there's another edition coming. I'm hoping for it, and I feel like there is another edition coming. It might not be the Snyder Cut that we all know and want, and we all pretty much figure it out. It's pretty much finished. But, you know, I'm still holding out. So I'm not going to get the physical copy. I'm just going to get the digital copy, and I'll let you know what I think about that. So I'll be watching that on February 13th or sometime along that day or that weekend for them. A fan on Twitter by the name of Prince S at SCE DY Designer, he put out a tweet, and I totally forgot about this. This was an actual article that I have seen before. It reads this: in the latest issue of Total Film, Henry Cavill explained that the Man of Steel has not only made a miraculous return from the grave, but that he will also be wrestling with Batman for leadership of the League. This will inevitably build up to another epic clash with Batman. However, round 2 will most likely be less intense than the battle royale we saw in Batman v Superman. This is what Cavill said in the latest issue of Total Film magazine. He said this: there's pretty much an argument between him and Batman as to who is the leader. That's right. That is an article that I remember from like comicbook.com or something else, and I remember even seeing a scan of the page in Total Film that actually says that. I could be fuzzy, a little bit fuzzy, but and I also remember that he also said that during Batman v Superman when he promoted that, and that was like during before it was even released at some talk show. So I don't know if this is true. If he was just joking, offset says, yeah, who is the, you know, he's joking around with Ben Affleck, who would be the leader of the team, or if that's an actual thing that was supposed to happen in Justice League. Is that something we were supposed to have seen, you know? So that gives a little bit, another scene that we didn't know that was not part of the movie. You know, that was one of the listed scenes in that Kevin Smith video. We haven't seen anything about that. So if that's true, then there's just a lot more that we don't know. And one day someone's got to make a documentary about this. If you don't actually get the Snyder Cut, you know, maybe that John Schnepp from Collider will do another video about the death, instead of the death and return of Superman. It's kind of funny because this is another death and return of Superman movie, Justice League, and we'll finally know more like years from now. You know, maybe we'll finally get that Donner, the Donner cut, but this time this is Snyder Cut 20 years later. I don't know, but very interesting how the history kind of repeats itself in here. And Richard Donner and Richard Lester. Now it's Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon. Yeah, very weird. But I am still holding out. There could be another edition coming out, and I'm still holding out that there may be, in fact, a Snyder Cut release. I know recently on Vero, Fiona had posted that Screen Rant article about the Snyder Cut, how it's more completed, and of course Zack Snyder goes and likes that post. So, alright guys, what do you guys think about the Ant-Man and the Wasp? Are you excited for it yet or not? Let me know down in the comments down below. Also, by the way, who is that hooded figure? I don't know who that is. Like that dude that looks like he's from Destiny. Anyway, but also Godzilla anime sequel. Have you watched the first Godzilla? I hope you did, because I just spoiled something for you. And hope you are interested in the sequel. And what do you think about Mecha Godzilla? Also, iTunes offers preview of Justice League, 2 minutes and 1 second. Yeah. I wanted 2 hours, but 2 minutes and 1 second of bonus footage on the digital. I'm actually glad to see the digital and I have to wait longer to get the physical copy to see that, but it'll probably leak out on YouTube anyway, right? But anyway, so, and what do you guys think about that possible extra scene that we heard about but forgot about the argument between Superman and Batman as who is to be the leader of the Justice League? That little moment in Justice League. What happened to that? Alright guys, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.